Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and we're in Lisburn in County Antrim, and where we are actually is we're outside the old Barbour Threads mill, as you can see, and it's in ruins today, but at one time this mill was actually thriving. And in February 2006, Hildon Mill actually closed its doors for the last time after over 200 years providing thread in Lisburn. And these houses here, these houses are actually built on what used to be Hildon Mill car park for the workers. And so those houses are actually built on the car park. And John Barbour, he moved from Scotland to Ireland in 1784 to establish a linen thread making business at the plantation, which is over the County Down in Lisburn. At the same time, his son William, he bought a derelict bleach green and he set up a business here in Hildon. Now, the Barbour's mill was transferred to the Hildon site after John Barbour's death in 1823 by his son William, and so his son William transferred the business that was in plantation then over to here as well. And you can see the building there. They were meant to be building a hotel here and different apartments and stuff, but it fell through and never happened for whatever reason. Now, the site was actually formerly a derelict linen bleach green and building, and it had actually been established here by a Huguenot called Louis Cromwellian, who King William III had actually appointed as overseer over the royal linen manufacture in 1698. And also then in 1823, William had bought a former bleach mill at Hildon and he built a water-powered twisting mill, and it was definitely in its heyday. It was someplace, there's no doubt about it. And by the end of the 19th century, William Barbour's mill at Hildon was considered the largest linen thread manufacturer actually in the world. So incredible when you think of it, that one day, at one time, this was actually considered the biggest linen thread making company in the world. When you think about it, like, that's from wee Northern Ireland. And by 1914, there was actually about 2,000 people that actually worked here. So it was definitely some mill in its day. Like, I know it looks pretty bad today, but certainly in its heyday, it certainly wasn't. Now, William Barbour, he was born in 1797 and he died in 1875, and the family actually have a plot in Lambeg Parish Church. And if you remember, I done a wee video on a Huguenot called Rennie Bulmer, and he's buried in Lambeg Parish Church. And at the end of that wee video, if you remember, I showed you the plot of the Barbour family. And so if any of you are interested in the Barbour history and the history of the mill, then you can also check out that wee video. That's the Rennie Bulmer one, but right at the end of the Bulmer one, I do show the plot of the Barbour family. And the headstone actually reads, "Here lie the remains of William Barbour, JP, or Justice of the Peace, of Hildon, died 6th of September 1875, aged 77 years. Now, both me and my eldest brother, Albert Porter Jr., both of us actually worked in this mill with Albert's wife, Jennifer, back in the day. And it certainly wasn't like this then. And also my mum actually worked in the mill as well, before my time obviously. But she worked here as well, Mina Porter. And the slogan for Barbour Threads was actually "Ahead in Thread." But unfortunately today they're not ahead in thread because it's all closed down. And so there you are. And there's a wee inscription here I want to show you, because it's actually dated from 1861. And I'll try and get a good view of it for you, if I can. But there's it there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that actually is dated 1861, that wee plaque above the door there. If you can see that. And so that's 1861. And so there you are, that's the buildings anyway. And I'm sure if anybody watching this wee video has actually worked in the mill, that hopefully this wee video will bring back a few memories for you. Hopefully good memories. Because many people made a lot of friends in the mill. And of course, the building that I worked in actually has heads of, they're off the actual barbers. Now there's a few heads here who, well, I assume is off the actual barbers, but this wasn't the building. The building was on over. But you get a good view here from the buildings. But there's the heads there, if you can see them. I assume they're off the barbers as well. Definitely the heads on the other building were off the barbers that I worked in, which was across the way from that building there. The other side of that building there, on down a wee bit. And this actually also went across the bridge. There was also the factory across the bridge, and so it was quite some place, very substantial, you know. So there you are, that's a wee bit of history down here at Hildon. And unfortunately you can't get in because it's all, as you see, it's all fenced off. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you do like the channel, please like and subscribe. God bless.